Muterevu tukwaniriza nate ku program yaffe eya Muvubuka kola antugamba Natandika katikati because now is the time. Erinya ade uba for sekirime muyanja and of course Focus TV yange kuoli era kulabira bino ebintu ebyamanyi. Ekyenjawulo kirina mu story ya leero tukyaziza mukyala. Ekyokubiri omukyala ate si muzaale weeno yajje eno ku investinga eno kyanjawulo banji bajja oboli awo ne bakolako kyokoze ne bagenda naye ate abalala batono nyo betulinanga si bazaale beeno so kyanjawulo agenda tubuulira in fact bingi nyo bagenda tubuulira story ye badde tyana ddala ebyo byennyini ebyenjawulo byakoze bingi nyo byotayinza kweyabya naye nga nkujjukiza amugana ffe agoberera Focus TV yange webale nnyo okubeera nga ogoberera subscribinga olabe ng'ofuna ebintu ebipya omuvubuka yenna oba oyina ku kyoyagala okumanya oyina kijja wano kubanga eno ye yaffe ddala nkwaniriza nate tovaawo katwanize omugenyi waffe.
Gwanga mujje gwanga mujje eno nsonga yakwekulakulanya n'olwekyo kankwanjulire aba Focus Group yange nga bano bazze okuwonya ennaku ku mukolo gwo anti bakuguka mu kukwata vidiyo n'okuba ebifaananyi ebyenjawulo okutimba bakola keeki wamu ne juice omuwoomu gw'omuvubuka jangu obangulwe bakusomesa bino bye bakola nga kuno bagattako okuyigiriza kompyuta okukola daddies ne crisps okufumba emigaati okuwandika ku ngoye sako n'ebirala bingi jangu oyige nga bw'okola ekyankwanzi basange mu Ttuba okumpi ne Town Council ate Kampala ku Jesco Plaza ebisingawo bakubire ku simu zaabwe 0757 133 162 oba 0789 020 806 gwali ku Facebook ne Instagram kebera Focus Group yange ate ku YouTube beba Focus TV yange Focus Group yange learn work market sale.
Basewo ne banyabo obagwe alaba omuntu gwe tulina leero simulala omukyala Goreti era nga ye manager V.O.K. By the way abagoberera amwalaba we nakubira akalamu ka V.O.K. nga tugiyita ko tugenda ebukwiri y'omu kwabo abazze okubunyisa eddoboozi oboli awo kubaako kye bagatta ku Kyankwanzi era nga y'omukyala ali emabega wa radio station eya Kyankwanzi Voice of Kyankwanzi simulala gwe tuli naye ogenda kuwulira emboozi ye era naawe ojja kuvaawo ng'oyina ky'opiikinzeemu tovaawo. Madam Goreti, you're most welcome to our Focus TV. First of all, ogenda tuwa amanya waliwo yanjigiriza na ngamba amazina gawe ne bakwito.
Thank you so much, my dear host of today, Mr. Wilberforce, and all us esteemed viewers who are on air right now, viewing us from, you can be anywhere, to all those that are on Focus TV Yange.
Exactly.
So we welcome you all, and my name is Goreti Richiza. Nyowe Ndiom Nyankore. Yes, so I know Luganda, but my pronunciation may not be that right.
No, but we are free to mix in Luganda, Lunyankole, Lunyolo, any kubanga Kyankwanzi is made up of very many tribes, everything, yeah.
Yes, so amazina Goreti is Maria Goreti.
Yes.
Nindaga Rukungiri, that's where I'm born from.
Yes.
I'm a firstborn of my family. My father is called Mr. Bemera Oyesigire Brazil. Then my mother is called Tumhe Chimoli. Then what else can I say? I'm the manager V.O.K. and I'm still the director V.O.K.
Muchala by the way muwulidde all the way from Rukungiri abamu ffe tukiyita Rukungiri anything engeri gy'oyinza okyogeramu naye okuva gye yava najja eno Natandika radio kuba yalaba maybe nga waliwo demand tetumanyi nsonga lwaki yajja Natandika eno radio era twagala tulabe tugenda tunulira story empanvu nnyo naddala biki ebyamu inspiring ogikola eno bingi nnyo by'osuubira ku show yaffe eno era nga twagambye nti ennimi tugenda zitabula lwa nsonga mukyala mukiga era nga eno gyali ate twogera Oluganda, twogera Oluzungu, twogera Olunyolo, kwegamba kigenda kuba kintabula ekya nnimi naye nga tovaawo tusigale nga tugoberera tukujjukiza nti aba focus group bali naawe okulaba nga tukyusa ebyo byennyini omuvubuka byalina okuba nga afuna olaba nga tulwanyisa ebbula ly'emirimu tukuyigiriza ebyo bye twekakasa bye tukola naawe n'oba nga osobola obikola bwe tusobola okulwanyisa ebbula ly'emirimu era nga ndowooza tunaamalira ne manager tujja kuba tufunye okukiriziganya ku ngeri ki Focus TV gy'erina okukwataganamu oba oliawo ne Kyankwanzi wa radio Kyankwanzi. Manager, briefly you're going to take us engeri emirimu gy'ozze nga okola ku hustle kubanga you don't come from somewhere oba nojja out of blue you start something. What briefly take us through what you've been doing, the business experiences, all kind of things that you've gone through okubalaba nga otuuka wano woli.
Webale mutebekanisa our program. Yes. The journey has been quite long. Yeah. But well, I started, that was in 2011. Like I said when I was a young girl, and I grew up seeing how my dad struggles to make sure that we have all it takes, because my dad was an orphan then who educated himself. So I knew at the end of that day, okusoma ate okulaba ntino waliwo kyengata ku family yange. So what I did was, like in 2011, I was studying from St. Aloysius Girls, that is in Kabale. So then there was an organization called World Vision. So when World Vision came into our school, they were looking for young girls. We had an African Day. So during that time, my head teacher then, who was called Sister Veni, who I thank very much, yitaya introducing mbantaba World Vision. So I started with World Vision, like you go to schools, because I used to like inspiring young girls, the little children, to make sure that they at least keep in school, for I knew with education you can get what you want. So we started like that. I started moving within schools all the time. So we had competitions whereby we had to meet different people, and then would get just little things. We're not getting paid, but me as a person, I would definitely feel good when I'm inspiring someone else. So we had competitions from Serena Hotel, were hosted by Mr. Solin. I think you know him. Yeah. So we did best, and I happened to be the best. So then I started to represent.
Excuse me. Which competition were those?
They would give us different topics. Like then there was feeding in schools, hygiene, education, quality education. We had about 5 topics, whereby they would just call you abruptly. They're like, we want a representative from Kabale. Yes. Because then I was representing the district because of the school.
Which district is that?
Kabale district. So that's how we met. Then I started getting involved with big people. Then I met the Prime Minister. Then that was the Mama Mbabas. So we grew up that way. After senior 6, after Form 4, I changed my school. And I went to Immaculate Heart Girls School, where I schooled for my A level. But then I continued with what? With World Vision. We stayed being together. So
what you mean, actually, you got connected with World Vision within O level?
O level.
Oh, that is wonderful.
But I was not paid. You would just go and when you're inspiring people, you tell them what to do, the children.
Obviously, chintu obanga okyagala, ochiwola your time, all your art. Yeah.
Yes. But me, what I wanted was that I get that confidence, public speaking.
Exactly.
So, which I think I got along the way. So I kept with them. Of course, now I was getting busy with school. Yes. So nga sisobola kubeera like moving up and down this side, then I have to meet school. So after my Form 6, I had to tell my dad, I think I have to get serious and see if these guys could get me a job. Exactly. And I start working maybe. So then I got like a small job with them, like still the same thing, like educating a girl child and like that. So after that, we joined campus. That was Makere University. I did Bachelor's of Science in Tourism for 3 good years. But as I grew up, I kept I had passion for leadership because I knew, you know, the society, the way how it looks as you know, when you are
Ladies.
Yes. So I knew when I'm a leader, my voice will be heard. So right away, from high school and all that time, I always wanted to be a leader. So when I reached at Makerere University, that was first year, so I wanted to be a leader, whereby I contested for vice presidents of my school. Then after that, I had to contest for women affairs so that I would get opportunities for me. So after that, after campus, then life was not easy, of course. I told my dad I have to stay in Kampala because I felt then when you're young and you've just come to the university, you think
Kampala is the better place to be.
better place for you to be in. So I told my dad about that. He was like, no, I cannot afford the rent, the what have you. So that means I was to take care of myself and I make sure I get all what it
During this time, were you still working with the World Vision or after campus, or watuuka n'ogivaamu nga okola bino?
No, when I reached at campus, I was still working with them. But then, like, as a person, you know, you have a lot and maybe you're overworking, you're here and there, you're up and down. So I was like, no, I will not only depend on this. What if I start something for myself? Yes. So what I did, then I told my dad I wanted 200. He told for rent, he told me 200 won't be enough. But then I talked to my mother. He gave it to me. By then, my aunt had a boutique. So I gave her the money. I was like, we have to top up together. Then we work together, of which she allowed after some time. But after that, I realized I had a friend who is called Mr. Songwine. He's also from Kabal. I told him how my work is and how I want to get a lot of money. Me, I wanted money.
Exactly.
From all the way. So he told me what we do. I have a friend who can connect us, but you know, connections in Uganda, they're not all that much. So I failed to get a job, but we use it to have workshops this side, like
that is Kyankwanzi, Kiboga, kind of.
Kyankwanzi, Kiboga. So then we have a friend this side called Bosco. By then I had a friend who is called Mr. Nzeire Dennis, and he was serving in the government. So they happened to transfer him this side of Kyankwanzi. Yes, I kept telling him, I want to come Kyankwanzi. He was like, yes, you can come, there are opportunities. So what I did, I engaged myself in farming, like real farming.
Are you sure? Which kind of farming?
I started planting maize on a large scale.
Within Kyankwanzi?
Within Kyankwanzi.
So you became as you came as an investor in Kyankwanzi, doing farming.
Yes, before I was coming just to see how Kyankwanzi looks like. Yes, like we used to come this and I'm like, but what can I start in Kyankwanzi? What can I do? So we started growing maize on a large scale. Then that friend of ours is called Mr. Bosco. Yes. He allowed me, he told me, I'm going to give you land, but then the rest will be for you. Yes.
What the taka, the bisigade byonna capital byakozesa byonna biri kusaidio.
Yeah. Biri kusaidia yange. Kati kye nakola ne mbuulirako taata wange because my dad kirungi nnyo okukola abazadde bo mikwano gyo. Kati ne mbuulirako taata wange nangamba it is okay. Nja kuwayo ba mitwalo 10 ofune ki seedlings or those grains you plant. So which he gave me. Then of course I kept mobilizing from my friends, telling them I want to do this. I don't have money and I can do it. So a few friends helped me to get money, to raise money for those seedlings, which I did, and they happened to turn out very well.
Excuse me, which year was that when you started your farming business?
I started in 2019.
19.
Yes, immediately after campus. When I was at campus, went.
Madam Guriti oli muto woti. When amanyi oba
Katize.
Yes. 2019 otandise okulima kasooli bijanjalo.
So then when I started doing that, of course my friend, that same friend called Bosco, he had a house whereby he had put his workers, but he allowed me to have a store there whereby I would plant them. Then on harvest, I get a lot of people.
Yes.
They come, they do the work. Because I didn't have money to pay them then. Exactly. They had to know after harvest, I have to pay after selling because I didn't have money. Which they allowed me to do, and we cooperated, we did that. But along the way, that was 2019, I always admired to start a radio station. Like my expectations were very much high.
When did you get the inspiration? Was it before, actually, which class by then you maybe inspired to get a radio station? Ate notasoma journalism.
That was when I said getting to love the radio. I said loving the radio. I used to imagine, how does someone talk through the radio? Are they always
actually,
can I touch the
radio? Muto kubanga
everyone
ayina kirowoozo ekyo. Personal am a journalist nenaffe mu buto nga twebuuza omuntu ayogera atya mu radio ate esimu ne zijjanga ayogera ne ku simu.
Kati nga tubuuza, that person has to be small. Let's ask my dad. Then it's like, there are machines which you have to operate and make sure you speak. And then I used to admire these guys that are on radio speaking because they be celebrities.
I know.
So I loved it. Then when I was working with World Vision, then they used it to host us on radio.
Talk about the World Vision projects.
Yes, as in how to encourage a young person who is out there, how to have clean water, all that. So I got inspired through.
I expected okubeera nti kyandikwanguidde to divert into mawulire because it is what you've been like yearning for.
I wanted to study journalism, but when you're going to campus, you have different people to guide you.
Yes.
Now do this course. Now do this course. If I tell you do this, you will win. So my mom was like, I don't like you to be a journalist. I was like, really? I want you to be a lawyer. I was like, really? But then I asked my other friend who was a veterinary doctor then, or like on the whole village.
Yes.
He was the only person
Only
who is
one.
learned. So I asked him, what can I apply for? Now being in veterinary, he told me, do tourism. So that's how I came to do what? Tourism.
But personally, you yearned for journalism kuba wali olabanga.
Yeah, that is where I'm supposed to.
But I loved journalism when I was still young, in maybe form P5 nga negomba kuba munamawulire nga mbiwuliriza nnyo biki. So story yemu ya Madam Goretti nti almost n'abantu betuli nabo tetulina okuyiga kiri kimu kwe kumanya omwana kyayagala. Ku nsi kuno buli kimu kyoyagala okuba osobola okuba ew'amaanyi, that is wobanga ku mutima gwo you really love it era nga kiri kitundu kuggwe. So story y'omukyalo ono eri so inspiring nti Yava javudde. In fact, yawe tugenda okwetwolera all the way from where she came from okutuuka wano mu Kyankwanzi. Agenda natuwa ekifaananyi kya Kyankwanzi agisanze atya mu bbanga lyagimazeemu. Bingi nnyo by'olina okulaba naye nga tukujjukiza nti baganda baffe aba Focus Group oba oliawo ne Focus TV bali wamu okulaba nga bakyusa ekifaananyi oba engeri gye batulamu bannakyankwanzi bannakiboga Kasanda n'Emityana mwenna okulaba nga tuyina tofa isobola okugatta ku project ng'eno nitubaako we tugituusa. Tukyalina omukyala Goretti era nga director oba managing director owa V.O.K, that is Voice of Kyankwanzi. Tukyagenda mu maaso naye era bingi by'olina okuba nga omusuubiramu. Madam ovu kulima tulimye kye tulimye. Now inspirational twaze gye yava ya radio. How did you start up? Because very many ladies that are looking up for you, abakulaba, abagomba choli, njagala bakubirimu ekifaananyi. How did you start up?
Webale omutebekanisa wa program n'abaliyo no batureba Focus TV Yange. I continue to tell you that please, if you haven't subscribed,
abatureba, that is
abakutureba, like those are saying, yes.
Exactly.
So if you haven't subscribed, please
go and
subscribe, like and share.
Exactly.
So hati kuna herize because I loved the radio so much.
Exactly.
Kati twarugom byokurima. So then we were seeing many radio stations around, and that friend of mine who I'm telling you about, the by then he was the deputy RDC of this place,
Of Kyankwanzi.
Kyankwanzi district. He has another radio station in Kabale district called Peak FM.
Peak FM, yeah.
So we looked, we were like, Chibaga, they have a radio station. Hoima, they are very
many there.
So we're like, what's wrong with
Kyankwanzi?
Like, what other things?
What happened to Kyankwanzi?
What happened to them?
Yes.
You know, like what we do, I shared with him because he is my best friend. So we shared. I told him, what if we start a radio station? He was like, the process is too big. I was like, now wait, all the money that I've been harvesting in my maize, I have it with me. So now that I have it, I can withdraw that money. We start the process. So
the process sequence, what and what, license.
the license, the certificates, all that. So the money is too much. So then, like I earlier said, I believe in my father so much. And most people, when you look at me with my father, you can think we are sisters and brothers. Yes. So I told my father, I was like, I want to start a radio station, but I'm not alone. I have about like 2 people we can start with. I was like, really? Can you manage? That is too much. That is too big for you. You can't start it. You can't manage it. And of course, you keep on asking. You go to internet, you ask, how can you start a radio station? What is required? And people will tell you it's very hard. It's hectic. You need a lot of things to begin. So what we did, I contributed the money that I had. Then I shared with my other friend.
Yes.
So we had another friend of ours who is an engineer in radio stations. Like he can do anything concerning with radio stations. So we're like, since we got this friend who does that, if we start, that money that would pay an engineer, let him also bring his shares. He comes as an engineer, he brings in shares.
By the way, actually, on the program Muvubuka kola, I once said inti buli muntu yetaga munne wanonya engineer kuba mwali mwetaga atenga ino sasulwa akasente kanji. Yes. So nga ate mumufuula patana kijja kwangu.
Because katugeze transmit efunye obuzibu tumukubira najja atenga tagenda tusaba sente.
Exactly.
Yes. Kati ne tutandika bwe tutyo. That was in we started processing the process earlier, like in 2020 at the end, like around that time. Nayenga the process, you know, the process is always hard, getting the equipment, all that, like. So when we shared with them, they were like, you know, it's okay. Owa generator naleta, owa ufa naleta, owa microphone, owa headsets naleta. So what I did, I told my father again, I was like, I want to start. And then what he did was like, on my graduation, he had given me a cow. So that cow had given birth already.
Yes, because I see some years now. Yeah,
so I tell him, what you do? I want to sell my cow. I was like, now you said your cow, you already have an animal. Now instead of multiplying, now for you want to invest in things. I'm like, no, Daddy, look. I want, because I've been unemployed, yes, and I would love to see myself employing other young, like abana abato bafune emirimu. Then agamba, but that is too big for you. Why do you always have future plans? Like, you know, Edda, like we as we grow up, tusanga ntino omuntu aba ino kutandika business ayino kubeera nga ntino ali mu government
musajja mukulu akoledde ebbanga
oyino kubanga oli ki kati nangamba ebyo bintu abakubikola mwana wanje n'abantu abali mu parliament abali mu government abine sente ba MP iwe torakole ki torabe basi emwe dada I can try. And it's like, okay, it's fine. Najitunda nampeza sente zange wento bwe natandika naye nga mama naye amugamba omwana muleke akole byayagala webanga biganye
kanebuzemu your dad buli omugamba nga idea yo yatyanga nnyo lwaki olowooza kiba bwe kityo mu bazadde abasinga? Is it because abeera ali ignorant ku ky'omugamba oba olw'okuba atayagala okola ensobi?
Aunt oluusi, you know, our parents sometimes bamanyi nti oyina okutandika bw'otandika oba oyina okukola anti batunula nnyo society bagamba mu kyalo kyaffe wonna waliwo abadde akoze kino nedda kitegeeza nange mwanyi n'okukola nina okukola edduuka oba nina okukola edduuka oba lyakasooli oba byabijanjalo oba kasaluuni nka obaako obuntu bwe buto butinitini naye nga my dad believes in me, knows once I start something then I want to get it because I'm that someone like I don't want to leave a label. I don't want to leave a label, but I want to leave a legacy whereby people can know there was someone called this. She did this from nowhere, but then she got there.
So this is how a small story can actually, you can squeeze it okutubanyisa engeri gye watandikamu. Omukyala gwe tuli naye obuli awo olabye ku bitono engeri gye yatandikamu. Abantu bangi you being let down, babazizza wansi, babamazeemu amaanyi. Actually kyoyagala ye gwakyagala ekitegeeza wuliriza abo abatono era ogende n'advice zaabo biwekakasa nti bali ku side yo. Sigambye nti oba wakanye buli muntu naye baako kyoyigamu ekyo kye baba bakugamba. So story yo giwulidde engeri gye yatandikamu radio Kyankwanzi gye tuyita V.O.K era nga mission ye eriki tugenda kulaba some of the achievements in this July omwezi guno gwennyini ogw'omusanvu. They are making 1 year in the business nga baweereza gwe munnakyankwanzi nga 12 in fact bwe baweze omwaka mulamba. Twagala tulabe ebitono ebyo byafunye mu kintu kino era tuyisizeemu ne vision wise.
Mr. Wilbur, yes, you were asking me about the vision, the mission and all that.
Within this year, the 1 year that you're making, there are some, is there an achievement that you have maybe achieved?
Of course, like on the start, you don't get very many much achievements. Then another thing, when we were starting, we said we are not going to employ people who are not from Kyankwanzi. So that is an achievement number 2 because all our workers, all our employees,
they are born here.
They're from here. They've grown up here. Everyone knows them. So that is number 2. And then the next thing is that, of course, here where we are renting.
Exactly.
So we want to make sure at least we have our own building, like that is V.O.K. That building belongs to V.O.K. Then another thing, we have come along the way, of course, we get different clients, some who will come, others will go because of maybe A, B, C, D, and D because of the challenges they encounter in their businesses. So we've got friends. And then another thing is that as we see ourselves in the future that we are going to be actually the leading radio station in Uganda. Why not?
And if you believe,
yes.
Everything
and
is
of course
possible.
We are not even stopping at that.
Yep.
As in the future when we grow, we also want to have our own TV. Or now that we have Focus TV,
exactly.
Yange, which is also in around
Kyankwanzi, and actually our target is also to promote Kyankwanzi and the neighboring districts.
So that means we shall see how to do it. Either way, you can give us shares if they're still there.
Tukutidde deal eya Focus TV yange ne V.O.K. So ebyo byonna byolina okusuubira because our aim is to make Kyankwanzi and the neighboring districts proud. Tubafuule kye bali. Era omukyala yavudde gyavudde when she came here yalaba nti nga wabulawo eddoboozi eriwuliziganya bannakyankwanzi ffenna okubeera nga tuwuliziganya.
Plan of saying we can acquire our own land, exactly. We can set our own building like we get out of rent, and then maybe we believe because now when we look at Voice of Kyankwanzi FM is a community radio. We are not a commercial radio because of the expenses that can be so huge.
I know.
So which we could not afford. So we started by saying let's have a community
radio.
Yeah. So in the future, we feel maybe if we work hard with the help of all the leaders around this place and our loved people from Kyankwanzi, Masindi, where those are listening to us, and I can tell you they're a good audience to us and they give us strength every day.
So that you can even go commercial.
Yeah. So we want to go commercial if things go as the way we see them.
You are still watching Focus TV Muvubuka Kola, where we inspire, we motivate and engage abavubuka nafuna omukisa V.O.K yanyaniriza era nga every Saturday wembanga wendi, that is when I'm available, I go visit them banchaza okulaba nga twogera ku muvubuka eddoboozi ly'omuvubuka ate nga program eno eri muvubuka kola kitegeeza tuba tuyina enkwatagana gye tusobola okuba nga tukwataganamu katono nnyo mukyala being nti is not a born of Kyankwanzi tugenda kuba tukubaganya ebirowoozo agenda tubuulira olowooza lwaki yalonda Kyankwanzi ekyokubiri asanze atya Kyankwanzi batulowooleza nti tuli balogo era bagamba nti Kyankwanzi tuli bakataala bagamba nti Kyankwanzi batutumya amannya mangi ne twagala tufune perception ey'omuntu atazaaliddwa eno omuntu atakulidde eno kikyatwogerako.
What I can tell you about the people of Kyankwanzi briefly, abantu be Kyankwanzi bantu balungi because bwe twajja anyway bwe twatandika radio eno abantu bangi batulowooleza mu bingi jjukira twatandika mu Gw'omusanvu last year nga we are nearing elections. Ate abantu balowooza nti no maybe
it is a political thing
obufuzi ebyo nga tulina challenges nyingi ezaaliwo naye twagenda nga tubamanyiza ne tubagamba nedda for us we came to stay
to serve the community
purposely. So abantu b'Ekyankwanzi era n'ekibuga bonna ffe ngaffe baatwaniriza radio baajagala ne batwagala ng'abantu because I can assure you this that in case of anything nyinza okubanga radio efunyemu obuzibu naye nga before even sinaba kitegeera amasimu nga gaaka bagamba banange radio yaffe kati mutukoze eki ebadde ki nga bakaaba
kitegeeza they even welcomed you era ne byobakolera oba byokolera mu bo ate ne babyagala
ne bwe tuba nga tulinamu ensobi basobola tugamba nti no wano banayi musobezeza
kati okay bubaka buwere ddala omuntu eyatuyitanga bakataala abatuyitanga abalogo
kakati what I can assure the community and everyone who is viewing
mostly those outsiders nga tibali Kyankwanzi
kati edda naffe twajja nga tuwulira nti oba kiboga bali abantu atugamba tebagenda tuliira eno naye ng'abantu jjukira bw'oba investor ugamba nedda kitomba nyankore nti tuyina effumu kugira a proverb which says amazima go mu kiga n'okwereebera kati twagamba katugendeyo tulabe oba bagenda tulya
amazima go mu kiga kusooka kulaba kaŋŋendeyo ddala nkakase oba ddala bino bituufu
jjukira twali basatu bwe balyako omu nga tutegeera nti bali abantu
omulala jjabbaga abannanga oli bamuliridde eki
naye since then we have not heard about that perception. People should get to know that like in every society when you go there they will tell you these people they are witch doctors, all those things exist in the community. They exist in all the person. How do you perceive it? Have you ever tried to go there and find out the truth? So that is not true. People are hospitable, they are hardworking, they are business oriented. So basically I can say they are good people.
tuli bakataala tetumanyi kwaniriza bantu tweyisa bubi tuli balogo omukyala akugambye si muzaale wenu omukyala yava all the way from Rukungiri naye bw'atuuse eno ekyamazima nze nkakasa y'omu ku abo abenyumiriza eno gye yajja for only 1 year gy'akoze business naddala ng'eno ya radio akubuulidde biki oba oliawo engeri gy'afunye mu bantu abo ne gye bamusembeza. So investor wenna oba omuntu yenna alina tokomya mu kisago eri olw'okuba bagamba oba ebyo ebiboozibozi ebitambuzibwa ku kitundu kyaffe wabula jangu weerabireko. Madamu Goretti nga tuwumbawumba interview yaffe eno with all the working experience the schools Joyce okuba tulaze olugendo lw'otambudde mu by'okukola, what are some factors? What are those factors that have made you or that have made who you are today?
There are about like 5 or 4.
Yeah.
What ebintu ebizire nibintambura mu nyonko muntu. First of all,
Yes.
I'm a Catholic by religion.
Maria Goretti.
Yes, Maria Goretti. So I grew up thinking with God everything is possible. And when you communicate to him, he's going to listen to us. So I believe in God. That is number 1. I may not pray every day, but when it means to communicate to God, I do communicate to Him.
Exactly.
And then another thing is self-confidence. I believe in self-confidence and leadership.
Yes.
Another thing is about patience and hard work.
Tomwirabira Katonda ne every success story or everything that happens to you, there must be a reason oba Katonda ine ensonga lwaki kikutuukako kuba ebintu ebisinga tulowooza mu bintu ebirala naye Katonda everything kisoboka buli womukkiriza mu ekirala lekeraawo okuba omukkiriza atalina bikolwa. When you believe, act. Bw'oba olina faith gikozese, bw'oba olina kyogenda okukola kikozese. So yemu byensobola okuyiga mu bikoze omukyalo ono, some of the factors ezimufudde ekyo kyali kati era nga tuwumbawumba ogenda kumbuulirira abaana ab'obuwala they believe nti bo balina kuweebwa. Abaana ab'obuwala balowooza nti bo tebalina kye basobola kukola kyamaanyi mu bulamu. Era abaana ab'obuwala balowooza nti bo buli kaseera balina kugoberera ekyo ekyakolebwa. Yogera naye mu bigambo byo ebitonotono.
The youth or someone viewing us today, I can tell the world that when you want to achieve something, please go for it. And it's high time that society stopped having a bad perception about women or the society. There is a way how they perceive us differently. They believe a woman cannot do that. I'm here, but I can assure you I'm managing well my team. There are those who are old, there are those who are young, but I know how to handle each and every one.
And actually what I think the number that you may be managing, they are the opposite sex, not sure?
Yes. So most of them they are male. I have about three females. Abakyala bali basatu.
So abasigale bonna basajja kitegeeza omukyala naawe olina kusobola okukola ki?
So I believe you can do anything possible as long as you believe in yourself, then hard work, because we've always had a challenge whereby someone comes in here and they'll find you seated and they'll ask you, and I believe any the first time you could not believe that even I'm a manager or anything.
Seriously, when I came in, actually I didn't know more about the station. Nenga manyi weeri tuka mu kifo obuuza ku bantu, but I did not know enti buntu gwendi mu kuyitako is the woman behind it.
Osobola okutandikako business olwankubadde nti esobola kutandikako oba omusajja obaani. You've seen people who drive tractors. You can do anything as long as you are passionate about something. And then another thing, when you as you try to be you and you, do not compete with anyone. Waba like wobanga budde bwa kiro tuula nga ggwe ogambe naye ddala goreti njagala ki nsobola ki, what can I do? Even if you have 5,000, trust me, you can start with it. Osobola ogenda wali n'ofuna ki enyaanya n'ogula mu bungi with 5,000 and you begin from there. Ogenda okulaba nti omudaala gufuuse omudaala. You already have like everyone, even these ones who are in the market, they come to you to look for what? For tomatoes. Be passionate, identify yourself, know what you like, and then go for it.
Omukyala agambye manya kyoyagala, go for it. Eyeetaaga okutunda engoye, genda engoye gye ziri, tandika. Eyeetaaga okulima, funa enkumbi, tandika. We need something, go for it. Actually ebigambo bibadde binyuvu nnyo eby'omukyalo ono, era nina ensonga lwaki namukyazizza ku Muvubuka kola. Kuba manyi alina kinene kyalina okugattako kugwa omukyala alaba ajja nga agoberera programu zaffe eza Muvubuka kola. Nga tumbawumba ekibuuzo kimu kyagenda osembyayo, agenda kubanga ayozaayoza oba obubaka bwe erimu ababadde balaba abawuliriza programu z'enjawulo, abamuwagidde, abakoze biki nga baweza omwaka mulamba, in fact nga bali mu system ey'okuweereza mu Kyankwanzi ne district zonna endala eziriraanye. Bubaka ki bw'olina eri abantu?
But before we go to that question, what I had forgotten, like, we always have a group or a society of people. I can tell you, identify who your friend is. Know who your friend is. When you identify who your friend is, you can share them with your ideas. Because I believe I alone, as Goreta, I would not have done this, because what I can tell you about radio is something that is not easy to start, but you can do it. Even you can do it. So identify who your friends are, talk to them, because I believe if someone is your friend, they will advise you on what to do.
Exactly.
They can even, someone may not want to join your business, but they can tell you, let me give you what? The 10K, you start from there. And then to all our viewers, abeizire nibaturara.
Yes, abaze nga batulaba.
Yes. We have people from Chiboga, here in Kyankwanzi, Masindi, Mubende, Hoima, wherever Masindi,
Kasanda,
everywhere. We cannot thank you enough, and we feel even a thank you is not really enough to these people. They have been there for us right away, kuva lwe twatandika paka kati. Because tugenda kuweza omwaka, we knew we would, if it wasn't for this disease, the coronavirus that is affecting us, we had arranged that would give out T-shirts.
Yes, nga tumaliriza program yaffe eno ekisooka Madam Goreti, we are glad okukyaza ku Focus TV era n'okwogerako n'abalabi abamuvubuka kola. So we hope in the future Focus TV and V.O.K, they will become yes.
Yes, thank you so much, Mr. Wilberforce. And I want to thank you so much for identifying us and having a thought to speak to us and being part of us. So Focus TV Yange, abantu bajiwagire, mubanga tona subscribinga, genda ku Facebook, you subscribe, like and comment on their pages so that everyone can know about them and what they do. And then what I can tell the community is, of course, first of all, I will first thank, because if it wasn't with them, then I wouldn't have managed alone. So I would first thank my other co-partners, my co-director, also part of it, our radio engineer, and then my great friend, Mr. Dennis Nzeire, who was a deputy RDC of this place, and then who had a thought. He also, because he was serving in the community and he wanted to leave a mark to this place. So the idea was really so much good. And then I would love to say thank you to all my presenters, our PD, Mr. Simon. If you want it's because of him. He directs them on what to do. So our presenters, we are very much grateful. And then to the society where the radio is, Kyankwanzi Banange. Banabukwiri, Chirongo, where we are saying thank you so much. And of course, we cannot forget the district leaders right away from the RDCs, the MPs in this place. Thank you for loving V.O.K, all of you, all the leaders and the society and all our neighbors. Chiboga, Hoima, Mubende, Masin, we do everywhere. Those who are listening to us, even those who haven't known about us, please, you can tell them that there is a radio called V.O.K, so educative, we entertain people, we tell them what to do, so they should be able to listen to us, so that at least today, because we believe in a day, we can change about hundreds of people, about their lives, about what they can do, what they can start. Start small and you will grow big.
Kubeera nga twongerako ebyomukyala byayogedde omukyala Goreti era director owa V.O.K. Otherwise, webale nnyo okubeera ng'olaba, webale nnyo okubeera ng'ogoberera Muvubuka kola program ndi ade Wilberforce ekirimu Muyanja, obviously nga mperekerwako baganda baffe aba Focus Group, era nga tukugamba nti tutuukirire jangu oyige ebyo by'otamanyi. Tuwe omwana wo tumuyigirize ebyo by'atamanyi, kubanga essira kwe liri kulwanyisa bbula lya mirimu. Tukwebaza gumenna asubscribinze, nitwebaza n'abo ababunyisizza Focus profile pictures okulaba nga mumanyisa abantu nti naffe gye tuli, era ne mwongera n'okumanyisa abantu nti Focus TV yaffe ddala. For now, muzikize tukume wano tujje batudisinkana mu video yaffe ddako era n'abantu ab'enjawulo, kubanga tukyaza abo abaffe ddala. For now, bye bye.